Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I was waiting for Candace Owens to chime into the Douglas Murray Dave Smith debate. And when she did, do you really think that she was going to side with Douglas Murray, who supports Israel? No, because Candace Owens believes that all the bad stuff in human history is all the fault of the Jews. And she even believes that space is both gay and fake. Like the amount of times she said gay and fake in the video that I made yesterday about her calling out Matt Walsh for believing that the moon landing happened and that space is actually real was honestly as if she was acting like a 2-year-old. She's 35 years old, and yet the more time she speaks, the crazier she sounds. It's kind of worrisome, really. And then also, she's married to Farmer, whatever the hell his name is, who they had no real romance at all, which is strange to me. But hey, you do whatever the hell you want to do. If get married, have no romance at the very, very start, just that's it. They get married straight away and then they start pumping out kids. By all means, you do whatever you see fit. And then all of a sudden, her views start changing quite dramatically against Israel. So this is what Candace Owens said about Dave Smith. I'm so glad that Dave Smith is going viral globally. I get to say I knew him when. People know the truth when they hear it spoken. Yes, you're not speaking the truth, and neither is Dave Smith. Yes, I understand that there's some things that Dave Smith said that I happen to agree with, and I can see where he's going with it, especially during the debate, but everyone seemed to miss the point of what Douglas Murray was saying in the debate. But anyway, it's somewhat divided the internet, and I'll get to Douglas Murray's response to all of this in just a moment. It's very, very interesting. Not in just a moment, but in a different video, I should say. Sorry. Years of lies and politicking are so easily destroyed when the truth is platformed just once. Well, isn't it interesting? The video that she is actually sharing is of Spencer Gard, or John Spencer, I should say. Spencer Gard is his tagline over on X. John Spencer is explaining who John Spencer is probably the foremost expert when it comes to war things. And also John Spencer was defending Douglas Murray and what Douglas was saying. So Dave was utterly humiliated by John Spencer as well as Douglas Murray in certain instances. And everyone's going, well, Dave Smith won the debate, ladies and gentlemen. He really did win the debate because he sounded great. He appealed to people's emotions. But John Spencer, Douglas Murray, he appealed to facts and to logic. And there's a big difference when you're talking about the realities of war. You can have a moral argument about war all you like, but when it comes down to facts and logic, reason and rationale, John Spencer really took the cake here. And I never thought I'd say this, but I happen to agree with Candace Owens by saying the truth is quite easily seen. People know the truth when they hear it spoken. Yes, I agree, but you're not speaking the truth, Candace. I don't know the last time you spoke the truth. I really don't. And Douglas Murray was pointing out that Candace is one of those people that you've got to watch out for, spreading lies and then just going, oh, I'm just asking questions. She had a title of a video, just asking questions with one particular question. Have a look at that video, okay? I guarantee you'd be like, oh, I see what Douglas was referring to now. And she's not the only one. Dave Smith does it. Joe Rogan does it by platforming these individuals. Daryl Cooper, Ian Carroll, you name it. There's a whole bunch of them. Now the Hodge twins are doing it. It's like, why? What is your purpose? What are you feeding? Anyway, here is the video that Candace Owens shared, which interestingly enough shows John Spencer really humiliating Dave Smith. Have a watch.
Appears two UFC fighters into a ring and one punches the other in the nose, and Dave says, how dare he punches him in the nose in this fight. That's the analogy. He's not making an appeal to facts, how the law of war works, how war works, whether it's the theory underneath the war or the actual framework to understand it. He doesn't like theory like just war theory, things like that. but the framework that is there. Now, he just said that one side has to show that there's a military necessity. He doesn't know these words, but that's what he's talking about, to actually enter the war. Hamas invaded Israel on October 7th.
I've never heard military necessity before. You blew my mind with your expertise.
Right, I know. It's like you need, I'll give you War 101 offline. That's fine. Hamas invaded Israel on October 7th. Israel invoked Article 51, a self-defense war in accordance with the United Nations, again, more frameworks that people need to know, and said Hamas will be destroyed, removed from political power, and the hostages returned. Now, David said that's not necessary, and that all Israel needs to do is put more men on the wall. That's what Dave said his solution, because he also doesn't study military theory on how do you win a war. He intermixes counterinsurgency theory with a war against removing a regime from power, defeating their military.
That's not.
This is
that's
what
not
Dave
what I
isn't
was
making
doing.
factual. You said those exact words on Lex Freeman.
No.
He's not making an appeal to facts. I'm debating. He's making an appeal to emotion and morals, not what the law.
Morals. I'm making an appeal to logic and morals.
Hamas started a war on October 7th. Hamas is going to lose a war, and it's going to never be in power again. It's never, and Hamas is the one that says they want to do October 7th. But Dave says, just put the wall up. They won't be able to do it on October 7th ever again, right? You had this blockade, although there was 100 tunnels going from Egypt to Gaza to build this military that Hamas built. And he'll say that Netanyahu sent him money. He's not making an appeal to facts. This is what we have a problem with Dave Smith. He makes an appeal to emotion and does historical revisionism. And he tells these narratives that aren't true.
Pierce,
so his
can I just tell you, Pierce?
Fails. He's anti-war.
What's so funny about this, Pierce? Okay, what's so funny about this, Pierce, is that after all of this, once again, all of this, I'm an expert, you don't know this, I'm an expert, you haven't studied military 101. Then after all of that, the substance of what we're left with is, right, okay, got it. After all of that, the substance that we're left with is Hamas started the war on October 7th. Yes, the most basic point that every pro-Israel person has made on this show forever. That's what you've got here. Okay.
Historical revisionism, which is what many people on what we call the woke right are doing. Like, why are you doing it? So the comment section on this really blew up, especially on Candace Owens' reshare of this. A comedian versus one of the most educated men on the Middle East, and you pick the side of the comedian. Joke's on you. So effing stupid. Yeah. Okay. Dave was humiliated here. I have no idea how your psychotic ass can look at this and say that Dave came out looking good. I am glad too. He is shining a light on how effing stupid you lot are. He's going viral like COVID with the same type of impact on the world. Yes. Weird move posting a video of him getting totally destroyed. Yeah, it's also very interesting to me. So we're starting to see the gradual decline of Candace Owens. Like, she's very contradictory. Like, on one hand, she will say something like this: stop lying, the full clip, and your words are clear. You explicitly call for the government to crack down on anti-Semitism, not criminal conduct. Sorry, this is a fundamental anti-American stance. Calling upon the government to police wrongthink makes you at best a communist. Hans Shaughnessy goes, I love how Candace Owens pretends to care about free speech and fundamental American values, and then a minute later proceeds to simp for the world's worst authoritarians who share none of our values, let alone freedom of speech. Yes, it's rather interesting, isn't it? Like, you're seeing her platform the likes of Ian Carroll and having a conversation with him, who's just, okay, what are you feeding, as Douglas Murray said? What is the point of all this? I'm just asking questions. I've got a different opinion on things, I've got a different side of the aisle and whatnot. Okay, but you're leading people down a very dangerous path, one that's not factual. You're just appealing to one's emotions. That's it. Not telling the truth. You're lying. You know better than the radical left, if you ask me. Anyway, That's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.